Hey, good morning. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well today. Thank you so much for joining me always. It's such a blessing for me to be able to do these readings. I hope you find value here today. I'm Deborah. Sorry, that came out weird. I'm Deborah. This is Purusha Intuitive, and we're going to be looking at the collective energy for Saturday, February 3rd. These readings are timeless. I just say the days that I record them on because I do a little bit of astrology and daily energy as well. The planets rule different days, which is kind of nice because when we have that framework, we know how to tap into the natural cycles, where to put our focus, where to put our energy on those days. It really helps give us a blueprint, right? For what we need to be doing next, or what we need to not be so worried about, right? Like sometimes we all know we have those days where things just don't move regardless of how hard we try. And so when we have a little bit of a heads up, we can be more gentle with ourselves, caring, loving, putting intention in the right way instead of expending unnecessary energy. So let's begin with an energy cleansing. Feel free to participate. If you're interested, grabbing a smudge bundle, you can totally receive what I'm doing off my end. The energy is fluid. It transcends everything, or you can skip ahead. All right, let's get going. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that does not serve the highest and best messages. Remove fear, doubt, lack of clarity, understanding. Help us to be able to see, sense, and feel into what we need to know. What is the highest and best for our life, our path? And help me to be a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you for being here this time, energy, and space. Amen. Okay, so happy Saturday. Whoop, whoop. I hope it's a good day for you so far. You know, Saturdays are always, well, they're fun days, right? Because we get to relax. We're on the weekend. But they can also be a lot of to-dos, you know, grocery shopping, cleaning the house, getting life back in order after the week. Saturday is governed by Saturn, and Saturn is the energy of like hard work. It's diligence. It is our karma. It's also governed by, it rules Capricorn. And we have a lot of placements in Capricorn right now, which really just helps us ground a little bit more into the challenges that we're facing. Today for the sun, it is square, so it has some more tense aspects with the moon, with Jupiter, Uranus, and even the fortune point. And how I see this is it's like we're starting to feel the fruits of our labor manifest. You know, there's a little bit more momentum opening up. Little opportunities are coming in that are making us feel hopeful. We're getting excited, etc. But it might not be, and I've said this probably a bajillion times, it might not be exactly what we had anticipated or what we thought the next step was going to be. And, you know, there's a little bit of our ego that's taking a hit today. So just be mindful of that. It's, you know, to me, this is like being thankful, being humble for the opportunities that are coming in. It doesn't have to be the thing quite yet. And because I do feel like there is this call, Spirit's really asking us to put in the work, point blank. The sun moved into Aquarius, so happy birthday everybody who's celebrating this month. And I love Aquarian energy because it's expansive, it's innovative, creative, wish fulfillment. It's about our hopes and how we dream this world or our world to be. And it's important to know what that is for us, right? Because that also gives us clarity on the next steps, on how we need to proceed forward, okay? the hair. So otherworld shape-shifting fertility. It's about, like I was saying, so this concept of shape-shifting, it's about being able to acclimate to any environment that you're in. When we're dealing with manifesting, it really is very energetically based. And that's why I drive home this point. It's so important to remain open to multiple opportunities, not zeroing in on one specific thing. That can make it difficult. You know, it's one thing if, let's say, a job comes across your path and, oh, I'm really interested, I want to pursue that, etc. Focusing in that way is good because it's an opportunity that comes your way. But if you're trying to get something that's not really working and has a lot of resistance, Spirit's asking you to look at it a different way, see it from a different perspective, find ways to approach it differently as well, showing up in a different energy. The hair is also about fertility and abundance, right? You know, I love seeing all the bunnies in the springtime. It's my favorite. I see them all along my walks. We have a bunch of them out here, but they're so cute. And, you know, so remembering that we can't be so fixed. We can't be so rigid in our approach. Life is, yes, we have the practical, and the earth energy that is going on right now in the astrology is very much reminding us of that. It's forcing us, like I said, to do the work, to show up in a practical way. Yes, emotion, sensing, intuition is a beautiful thing. We can also get lost in those places. It rules our upper chakras. And so sometimes we can be, you know, like so spaced out or kind of lost in fantasy land that we forget about the world that is right in front of us, those lower chakras where we need to support and sustain ourselves in this life. And so Spirit's really asking us to remember that there are two sides to the coin, that everything is interwoven, intertwined, and that is how we create. That is how we evolve. That is how we get what we want, how we bring it in. Very beautiful. So surrender, let go, freedom flow. Okay, yeah. I'm hearing that there is more of this feminine principle today. And I feel like with the Saturn energy, it's this vibe of being gentle with ourselves, knowing that we are co-creating, like I said, looking at things, being a little bit more fluid, less rigid. That is the feminine principle. And also having that element of surrender that allows the pieces to fall into play, which I really, really love. Yeah. Rest. Okay. Stop, recharge, self-care. Wah. Okay. You know, I found like a lot of value in, you know, that concept of activity and rest. Ayurveda is really huge into that. It recognizes the value of duality present everywhere in the universe. And so when we have places of action, we got to make sure to counterbalance that with places of rest. And rest, our well-being really comes through self-care. It's through our routine. It's how we're showing up for ourselves. Are we getting enough sleep at night? Are we eating properly at the right times? That whole vibe. And here's the thing, I know there's a lot of factors working against us in the modern world, especially when it comes to health and well-being. We're constantly in the masculine principle of like go, do, make happen, figure things out. And we've stepped away as a culture, as a society from taking time and knowing the value in rest and restoration. It's that thing of like, you know, let's say you're writing a paper for school and you're just so exhausted, the words aren't coming out. If you go do a little meditation, if you take a nap, a power nap, whatever, having time to settle your mind, it's crazy how much more productive and creative you can be coming back to the table after that, where instead of like pushing through, you're going to end up spending way more time doing that thing, whether it's a paper, whatever it is for you, right? I love transcendental meditation. It is like, it's like an awesome power nap, and it really does reset you on so many different levels. And my schedule is stupidly full. Like, I probably do way too much. I like to be productive in my life, if you can't tell all my crazy energy. But, you know, it really has maximized my efficiency. So, you know, and it can even just be throughout the day, right? Maybe you spend 2 hours working on something, and then you take a half an hour or 15 minutes for rest or whatever, or doing something that nurtures your soul. It's that value, finding ways to really take care of yourself and recognizing that you don't have to do everything, right? There is our spirit guides, guardian angels, the teams around us, the universe, God, however you want to see it, that is working for us to bring those components together. So we have Queen of Cups in our environment today, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. This is someone, I feel like this is someone you've dealt with. They're turning their back on you for some reason. Yeah, because they're actually seeing you accomplish things that I feel like they didn't really think you would be able to do. It doesn't have to be a female. This is genderless, but this is more of the feminine principle. Someone who is emotional, maybe got too emotional about the situation. They don't necessarily have to be that zodiac sign. But someone who just, you know, I hear that they were like kind of pretentious. They had this air of arrogance. They thought that they were better than you. And so, you know, they turned their back on you is what I'm hearing. And now you have been successfully pushing forward in your own life. There's new beginnings. I feel like this person is kind of interested in coming back in, is what I'm hearing for some of you. I'm going to clarify her real quick. Because with the Ace of Wands, there's like, that is the birth of creative potential. Yeah, this is someone who maybe wants to work with you. 222 on the clock. That's partnership coming together. Like I said, I do feel like, for most of you, that you've had dealings with this person in the past. I don't know that it ended very well because you're in this energy of, you know, pushing forward, putting your own success at the front and center. And I feel like this is someone who kind of wants to rope you back in to their world or put you back on like their agenda. I don't feel that there's a lot of reciprocity in this dynamic. I feel like this is someone, like I said, who turned their back on you, maybe didn't want to hear it, didn't want to listen to it, didn't want to deal with it. Probably because you did trigger their emotions or they were very emotional about the situation. And they turned a blind eye to you. It was like, it almost feels a little unfair is what I'm hearing. There was definitely rejection. And I feel like for you just was, okay, this is what it is. And I'm going to push forward on the things that I have going on. And I feel like you have a lot going on, right? You have the world to clarify. This is complete abundance. This tags back to that message of we are really receiving what we've been putting our blood, sweat, and tears into. And I feel like Spirit is actually like, this person is watching this group of people, this situation. They're watching it come in for you. And now, you know, now they're interested. They don't, you know, I feel like, I also hear this as someone who's not really acknowledging how things went, you know, or how they treated you, how they showed up. This is someone who kind of turns a blind eye to their bad behavior or places that they can be a little bit low vibey. I feel like they know this underneath the surface, especially with this Queen of Cups energy, because that's someone who can feel, right? Who senses in, who can really just like pick it up like quickly. And I feel like that's why they're avoiding you. I mean, here's the thing. They want something, but they don't. I think that they're on this, you know, Two of Swords energy, trying to figure out, is it worth it or is it not? But like I said, there's an air of arrogance. So this person isn't very aware of themselves or how they show up. I don't necessarily feel like they're coming back to apologize. I don't hear that at all. I hear it's more like, well, now it works for me. Now I'm ready for you, right? But like I said, there is a little bit of avoidance around it because it's like, well, I don't want to approach this situation if it's just going to blow up in my face. You are stressed out. There is a lot, and I feel like this is kind of distracting you a little bit. I feel like, here's the thing. I think that Spirit really wants you to open up to new people, places, and things. Making sure that you're not, making sure that you're not pigeon-toeing yourself, right? I recorded this video before and I didn't have my microphone on. I don't know if I said this on this one. That's why I'm saying that. But it's that value of like when we're trying to pin our manifestation into something very specific. And I feel like here's the thing. This offer that's coming in, what this person wants to build and grow with you, there is potential around it. There's opportunity, and I think it's alluring on some level for you. If you don't take it, it is going to feel stressful. It is going to feel, you have a lot going on and you have a lot on your plate, and that's where Spirit's asking you to work smarter, not harder. Don't overwhelm yourself. I mean, but that's the thing. I don't know that this is something, this situation with this person, group of people, is something that you want to walk back into, is what I'm hearing. And that's where Spirit's saying that you're really going to have to make a plan, network, put yourself out there. Like I said, make new connections, people, places, and things. It's going to help you not limit yourself, is what I'm hearing. If you keep doing what you're doing and then, this offer from the past comes back up, it's not something that you want to deal with, you say no thank you, whatever, it is going to feel a little bit stressful. But I feel like, actually I'm going to clarify one more before I pull our closing card, but I feel like, show me. Yeah, it is. Okay. So Spirit is asking you to self-protect. And what I'm hearing is it might be stressful right off the bat. It might be something that, I don't know, you're worried about, right? Because there is something about this offer coming in that feels enticing, that feels like, oh yeah, And this is someone who is kind of working in that duality principle that I was talking about. They treated you one way before, and now they're coming back and trying to sing a different tune. And that's, to me, what doesn't feel right about it. Maybe you guys didn't have this big blowout. Maybe there was just like some annoyances, some frustrations, whatever. But I don't necessarily like the energy that this person is coming through with. Because like I said, there is a lot of arrogance. There is a lot of like, I'm better than you. It's a hierarchy. That's what it is. It's not about co-creating together. It's not about being inspired by collective energy and what we each bring to the table. And being in relationships and dynamics like that can be very limiting, right? They're limiting for the person who's getting the short end of the stick. And it's never heart honoring. There's always going to be this person or people that are better than you, and that energy will always show through. So be really conscious of how this shows up for yourself today. I feel like you're making choices to honor yourself, especially with this Six of Wands. This is you putting your own success and victory at the forefront and not being afraid of that. And that's what I feel like. I feel like this dynamic maybe chipped away at your self-worth. Maybe you didn't feel like you were good enough or valuable, or it was something about you, when in reality, it's something about that dynamic, something within that person. Okay, so burdock. I really love this because burdock is a really hardy medicinal plant that can be, I don't know, it can be a little bit intense, right? So I'm hearing this as sometimes we have to deal with, right, the harder things, the challenges. We have to face the situations that are a little bit more intense so we can see our blessing and our values on the other side. So burdock is purification, attachment, and harvest. It says, if you've chosen this card, it may mean that enough is enough. I love it. Thank you, Spirit, for that confirmation. That you need to consider freeing yourself of an influence or a habit that is no longer serving you and which has now become toxic. Treat this as a process of harvesting and separate the wheat from the chaff. Recognize that even the most negative experiences offer valuable learning, and see if you can extract this learning so that you can move on to a new phase of life. Hold on a second, baby. The burdock propagates widely because its burrs easily attach themselves to the fur of passing animals and hitch a ride far from home. That really tags into that value of exploring new people, places, and things, putting yourself out there, networking, the value of expanding your horizons. Oftentimes we let people like this control or dictate our lives because we don't have any other options, and Spirit is asking you to open up to other options. The ease and simplicity of their attachment offers the perfect image of a way in which we can sometimes, with minimum effort, be carried into new territory in our lives. If this occurs unconsciously, we can find ourselves in difficulty. But if we attach ourselves with awareness and with light, projects and people who we trust, we can achieve far more than if we remain isolated. I think that's just like such a beautiful way, hold on baby, to close out this message, because it really is about that value of knowing ourselves, having that awareness. And like I've said in numerous videos, that comes from self-care, self-love. When we do those practices, it helps us learn who we are. We learn how we show up in situations, people, places, and things that we invite in that might not be for our highest and best. And again, not to throw shade at anyone, but it's this value of those people, these types of people are there to help us empower ourselves so we can rise above and we can move forward. We just have to be willing to do things in a different way, change up the energy a little bit. I'd really encourage you today to go out, have some fun, do something new, have a new experience. I feel like it's really going to open up the doors for the blessings that are coming in. It's a new pathway is what I'm hearing. A pathway that you didn't see beforehand that is leading to the beauty of the end result. So thank you so much for your time and energy always. I really appreciate you tuning into the channel. Sorry, my son really wants to wave hi, but baby, not in a rude way. He just has no clothes on. So Mama, love you. All right, I appreciate you guys. Thank you always. You're such a blessing to my heart, my mind, my soul. I hope that these help you as well. Let me know how they resonate. Yeah, and I'll see you tomorrow. Lots of love. Thank you. Hey.